Novel Audio presents Perfect Bones, Book 3 of the Samantha Willerby Mystery Series by A.J. Waines. Read for you by Leila Birch. Prologue. Friday, June 15th, 3 weeks earlier. It's not often a journalist is offered first bite of the cherry, not on a plate like this. Pippa French glanced over her shoulder, wondering if anyone else could feel the dynamic shift in the air. The water cooler gurgled. Someone behind the photocopier sneezed, but no one seemed to notice the electric charge fizzing around her. No one spotted the way she tightly squeezed the receiver, nor heard the galloping thud of her heartbeat. Her secret was safe. He was speaking again.
It's a genuine Cézanne, and it's been hanging in a lawyer's front room for a decade. She'd mistaken it for a copy all this time. Make a great headline, don't you think? Interested?
Interested? Of course she was interested. This was the real McCoy, the exclusive that could take her career to the next level. When Mr. Marino told her not to say where she was going, to keep the whole thing hush-hush, it didn't ring any alarm bells. Pippa wasn't listening out for them. All she heard was the velvety voice in her ear telling her what she wanted to hear.
You can bring your colleagues up to speed once you've seen the painting and have something to squeal about, he said. We don't want anyone else jumping the queue.
His caution was understandable, to be expected. It was common practice for journalists to follow a lead without even telling their boss, to make sure no one else snatched the glory. Journalism is a cutthroat business. Everyone knew that. So, she didn't say a word to anyone. Pippa's follow-up checks were just as convincing as the phone call from Philippe Marino. She'd heard of the Sotheby's expert before. One of her rivals from Art Monthly had done a piece on him. Still, she'd decided it would be better to call him back on the main Sotheby's number, just in case. She'd been scammed before by fake leads. By the time she'd finished her meeting with the editor, Mr. Marino had left for the day. Just missed him, apparently. She checked her watch. That would add up. In his earlier call, he'd arranged to meet her at Languini's wine bar, only a short walk away, in 10 minutes' time. He'd be on his way by now. There was no question in her mind. She had to follow this through before anyone else got their hands on this exclusive. It wasn't difficult to slip away. Most of her colleagues had already gone home. Before she left, she wrote the time and location on a post-it note and stuck it to the computer monitor. It was just a precaution. The office operated a hot desking system, so whoever got to the spot first in the morning would see it. Then she realized it was Friday, and no one would see it until Monday. It would be a bit late by then if she'd run into trouble. She screwed it into a ball and threw it into the bin. As she rounded the corner of the street and the green-striped awning of the bar came into view, Pippa got another call. "Ever so sorry, change of plan," he said, his voice plummy and polite. "Much better if you come straight here. I'm sending a taxi for you. It'll pick you up outside the wine bar any minute now." She slowed her step, a flicker of doubt crossing her path. It was all getting a bit cloak and dagger. Some tiny part of her knew it was too good to be true. She should turn around, let it go. Something wasn't right. But she ignored the niggling voice and didn't turn back. She was blinded by the prospect of her own personal scoop and wasn't thinking straight. Part of her, the ambitious, tenacious, go-getting side of her, hung on to the belief that she'd struck it lucky. But her instincts were wrong. This was a well-coated honey trap. Chapter 1. Present day, Thursday evening, July 5th. I should have known it was never going to happen. As I rolled up 2 more t-shirts and tucked them under my gold sandals, I ignored the niggling voice.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?